Welcome to this stretch class, our stretch class in fact, because it's going to be a very similar class that we do on the Mondays at Sussex MS Centre. So I've got the yoga strap to help and assist, and I also have a Pilates TheraBand to help and assist with a few exercises, a bit of mobility and stability and support. So have those handy, and then we're going to start off with some gentle shoulder mobility. So we're going to take our Pilates band, have the hands just a bit wider than shoulder distance apart, and very gently we're going up over the head. The band's going to stretch, the arms are going to come a little bit wider, and we're going behind. So very, very, very gently, arms up, careful not to decapitate yourself, and then arms back down. Two more, nice and easy. Last one. And you can sit cross-legged, you can have the legs straight, whatever's most comfortable for you. I'm going to release our band. I'm going to think about a gentle stretch across the shoulder. So arm out to the side. As you bring it across the body, you're going to bring the hand underneath that long arm, just above the elbow. I'm going to draw it across the body like so. Keep the chest pointing straight forwards, eye line looks straight forwards. And each exhalation, see if you can gently ease it across the body a little bit further, nice and gentle. Good, fantastic. I'm going to release that arm. Other arm out to the side as you bring it across the body. Hand comes underneath. Just above the elbow on that upper arm. Try not to twist and rotate with the arm. Get that stretch on the back of the shoulder of the long arm. And release. I'll wrap the arms around the body this time. So we take both arms wide. Right arm is going to come on top of the left as we wrap the arms around the body. See if the fingertips can take hold the edges of the shoulder blades. With the arms wrapped around here. Breathe wide into the sides of the back of the rib cage. Really think about opening up across the mid-back. Getting a stretch across upper mid-back into the shoulders. And then we're going to release the arms. We're going to take them wide again this time. Left arm comes on top of the right. Fingertips take hold of those shoulder blades. And then we're going to think about gently breathing into the sides of the back of the rib cage. Get the back to open up. Last one. And then still saying, with focus on the back. Shoulders, arms are wide once again. Right arm on top of the left. As one elbow comes on top of the other elbow, you're going to take the arms, forearms up towards the ceiling. So if you can, fingertips on fingertips, fingertips on the palm, whichever works for you. And then you're going to take the elbows up, stretching across upper mid-back, elbows come down. Still keep that length through the spine, sit nice and tall. Last one, with the arms this way round. Releasing. Arms are wide once again. Left arm on top of the right. When the elbows are on top of each other, take those forearms up towards the ceiling. Fingertips on the palm. Opening up across the shoulder blades, mid and upper back. And then you can gently Fingertips up. Drop the elbows down. Fingertips up. The elbows down. Fingertips up. Elbows down. Last one. Flexing those arms. Think about gently rolling forward. So stay with the legs crossed if that's comfortable. I'm going to think about changing position through the hips and the knees. Feet flat on the floor, knees bent, chin tucks in, belly button pulls in, rolling down, getting that flexion through the upper mid back. Arms relaxed, shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed. And when you're ready, slowly rolling up, one vertebra at a time. I'm going to take the focus back. More stretching through the upper mid back. So we're going to interlock the fingers in front. Slowly drop the chin into the chest, round through the upper back. Start to straighten the arms. Push the hands away. Shoulder blades are moving wide on the back of the rib cage. Really deepen that stretch through the upper mid back. Push the hands away. Pushing, 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 pushing. And then we're going to turn the palms out. I'm going to take them up towards the ceiling. So we're now sitting nice and tall. You wish you can bend the elbows, touch, and then straighten the arms up. Stretch through the hands, the wrists, the forearms, and if you can keep that length through the crown of the head, we can gently, slowly take the arms back past the body, but careful the rib cage isn't lifting too much. And then we're going to separate the fingers, take the arms wide, bring them back down by the sides of the body. Think about opening up across the front of the chest and the shoulders. So we're going to take the arms wide behind, interlock the fingers, push the hands away, open up across the front of the chest, the shoulders. If that's not comfortable through the arms, you can just have the hands onto the waistband, squeeze the elbows together. Again, open up the chest, shoulders, push those hands away. A couple more breaths. And releasing those arms. Okay, we'll think about seated hamstring stretch. So we'll start with both legs long. You can use the TheraBand, the yoga strap, whichever you wish. And then keeping one leg long, bending the knee of the other leg and having that knee dropping out towards the floor. And then the band is round the ball of the foot on that long leg. We'll sit nice and tall, lengthen up through the crown of the head. We'll try and keep the length through the spine for as long as possible. So hinge from the hips, go forwards down that long leg. Don't worry about touching the toes or the tip of the nose on the knee. Gently, gently, gently go forwards. When you don't think you can get any more forwards through the lower back, and then think about gently relaxing upper back. Eye line comes down to look towards the knee. If you can take hold of the foot, keeping the knee straight, feel free to do so. Release the band. Shoulders relaxed. Flex that foot back towards you. Push the heel away. And then when you're ready, slowly start to roll yourselves back up. We're going to change legs. So Second leg's long. First leg we're bending. Bring that foot on the inside of the thigh, relaxing that knee out towards the floor. And then bend round the ball of the foot. Sitting nice and tall. Then hinging from the hips. So keeping the crown of the head up towards the ceiling as long as possible. Flex that foot back towards you. That heel away. If you can go any further, then that's the time to think about rounding through the upper mid back, relaxing the arms, elbows relax, shoulders relax. If you can get a bit more length through the back of that long leg. Couple more breaths. You get a little bit more length. And then when you're ready, slowly start to roll yourselves up. Coming back nice and tall. Okay, we're going to go through a quad stretch. So front of the thigh, lying on our side to begin with. So bottom arm's long, legs are long. And then we're going to bend the top knee, foot into the hand. And then we're going to think about, we can relax that top leg onto the bottom leg. So we just want to get stretch through the front of the thigh. Don't want to hang on to too much tension through the shoulder, the arm, the lower back. So you can stay here like so, or deepening that stretch on the front of the thigh, slowly with control. Belly button pulls in, gently roll yourselves over onto your front, trying to keep the legs together. You wish you can relax the forehead on the back of the hand, and then easing the heel towards the backside to stretch through the front of that thigh. Ease it in a little bit closer. Last breath. So it's going to be more comfortable lying on your front, just to take hold of the other foot and stretch the front of the other thigh. Feel free to do so. Otherwise, we can switch ourselves round. We have one long line down the mat. Bottom arm long, legs are long, and then gently taking hold of that foot with the hand, relaxing the top leg down onto the bottom leg, and really gently getting a stretch through the front of that front thigh. You can either switch the glutes on and push the hips forwards, deepen that stretch, or you can ease that heel towards the back side a little bit more. Again, stay here lying on your side if that's comfortable, or very gently rolling yourselves over on to your front. And if you wish, back of the hand has the forehead resting on it. Ease the heel towards the back side. Tailbone's long. Good. And when you're ready, you can gently release that leg, hands underneath the shoulders, push yourselves up, and then we're going to think about rolling over onto our back, where we are going to have stretch through the outside of the hips. So feet flat on the floor, knees bent. We're going to bring one ankle over the top of the opposite knee. Knee of that top leg is pointing out to the side. If this is already stretching in the outside of the hip, keep the foot on the floor and just slide that foot in towards the backside a little bit more. You want to deepen that stretch on the outside of the hip. We can float the foot off the mat. We can bring the hands around the back of the thigh. And we can gently ease that knee towards the shoulder, deepening the stretch on the outside of that top leg. Keep that breath constant, don't hold your breath. Ease the stretch into that hip. Couple more breaths. Put that foot back down onto the mat. We're going to change legs. Again, if you can already feel the stretch on the outside of the hip, keep that foot on the floor and just let that hip open up. Otherwise, we can float the foot off the mat. Hands come around the back of the thigh. Gently ease that stretch into the hip. More breaths. Soften the lower back towards the floor. Shoulders relaxed. Fantastic. And then when you're ready, that foot back down onto the mat. And then we're going to bring one leg over the top of the other. If you have the range of movement for it, you can bring that foot round the back of the opposite ankle. Arms are wide. And then very gently, I'm going to take that top knee over to the other side. So I have the right knee on top. I'm taking the knees over to the left. And I'm turning the head to look down the right arm. And then on each exhalation, so we can gently allow these knees to go a little bit further. Keeping the opposite shoulder blade in contact with the mat. Opposite shoulder relaxed on the mat. So really, you get a stretch all the way down the right-hand side of the body, wherever it's tight. So it may be shoulder, chest, maybe down the side, it may be on the hip, maybe on the outside of the thigh. Very gently allow the right-hand side of the body to open up. And when you're ready, belly button pulls in. Going to bring the knees back center. So keep this top leg over the other leg. We're going to take the knees the other direction. So I've got the right knee on top, gently taking the knees over to the right, hopefully getting a stretch on a different part of the hip. Turn the head to look down the opposite arm. Shoulder blade stays on the mat. And again, on each exhalation, we're going to let gravity take hold of the legs. We're gently going to ease The knees over. Should get a stretch. Outside top of the left hip, thigh. Couple more breaths. And on the exhalation, belly button pulls in. Slowly bringing the legs back to center. We're going to change legs. This time I'm bringing left leg over the right. Arms are wide. If you wish, you can bring that left foot round the back of the right ankle. And then knees are over to the right. Turn the head to the left. Again, with that leg on top. With the knees going this way. You can get stretch on the outside of the left hip. Down the left side of the body. Left shoulder, left chest, wherever it's tight. On each exhalation, gently allow those knees to go over to the side. When you're ready, on the exhalation, gently bringing those knees back to center. And then, with that left leg on top, knees are going over to the left, right shoulder staying on the mat. Keep the belly button pulled in. Try not to let the knees flop towards the floor. Again, this time, stretch. Top of that right thigh outside of the hip. And then when you're ready, exhaling, bringing the knees back to center, uncrossing the legs. And then we're going to think about the hamstrings. So this time, have the Pilates band around the ball of the foot, because we're going to think about gentle dynamic hamstring stretch. So right leg's up towards the ceiling, left leg's long. Have the elbows relaxed on the floor. You probably want the back of the hand up towards the feet, thumbs pointing towards your shoulders. And you can inhale, point the toes, lower that leg down towards the mat. Just before it touches the mat, exhale, flex the foot, bring the leg up. So keep the pelvis neutral, natural curve through the lower back. Inhale, point, lower the leg, exhale, flex the foot, bring it back up. Try and keep those hands up towards the ceiling. Try and keep 90 degrees at the elbow. Keep the resistance in the band so it supports the leg, but also assists with increasing the flexibility. 2 more on this first leg. We're going to bend that knee, slide the other foot into the band. So make sure the band's open nice and wide. Ball of the foot in the middle of that band. There's writing on your band. Make sure it's on the outside. Don't have it on your sock or your foot. Have the sticky side on the sock. And then left leg straight. Inhale, point the toe. Lower the leg down. Exhale, flex the foot. Bring that left leg up towards the ceiling. Inhale, point and lower. Exhale, flex and lift. Inhale, point and lower. Try and keep that left knee straight. Exhale, flex and lift. 3 more. Point lower. Flex, lift. Shoulders relaxed. 2 more. And then with this left leg up towards the ceiling, we're going to bend the right knee so the right foot's flat on the mat. Bring both ends of the band into the left hand, right arm wide, and then keeping the hips level, gently take the right knee out to the right, left leg out to the left. So we want to get a stretch on the inside of the left leg. Try not to let that right hip pop up towards the ceiling. Try and keep the hips level. Couple more breaths. Use that band to support the leg. And when you're ready, on the exhalation, bring that left leg back up towards the ceiling, right knee back up. Bend the left knee, slide the right foot into the band. Make sure the band's open up nice and wide. Ball of the foot in the middle of the band. Left knee bent. Both ends of the band into the right hand, and gently left knee goes out one way, right leg goes out the other. Square the hips off. Keep them pointing up towards the ceiling. Again, a stretch all the way down the inside of the right leg. Something on the inside top of that left leg. Good, couple more breaths. And then we can either, or on the exhalation, belly button pulls in. Bring that right leg back up, bring the left knee back up. And then we're thinking about either rolling yourselves over onto one side, push yourselves up onto all fours, or you can hug a knee in, round through the spine as you flick yourselves up. And then bring yourselves onto all fours, tucking the toes under, feet hip distance apart. Pushing back onto the balls of the feet. Bring those feet flat on the mat. Keep the knees bent if you need to. Head and shoulders relaxed. And then belly buttons in. Slowly, gently roll yourselves up. One vertebra at a time, coming to stand nice and tall. Okay. Finish off with a few roll downs. So feet hip distance apart. You need, it's more comfortable to stand up against the wall and roll down. Feel free to do so. But chin tucks in. Try not to jam the chin to the chest. Belly button pulls in. We're rolling ourselves down. One vertebra at a time. Bend the knees if that makes it more comfortable through the hips, lower back and the hamstrings. Otherwise, have the legs straight. Inhale here, exhale, belly button pulls in. Again, bend the knees if you need to. Tuck the tailbone under. Roll yourselves back up, standing nice and tall. Inhale, chin tucks in. Exhale, belly button pulls in. Roll yourselves down. Bend the knees if it's more comfortable. Make sure belly button's pulled in. You're supporting in between the ribs and the hips. Inhale here. Exhale. I want to challenge that balance, that stability. When you've rolled up, gently going to roll through the feet. Float the arms wide up towards the ceiling. Rib cage slides down. Inhale here. Exhale. Float the arms wide. Chin tucks in, belly button pulls in, ribs to hips. Roll yourselves down to wherever works for you. Don't push, don't force, don't jam the body where it doesn't want to go. That's too tight in the hamstrings, the lower back. Bend the knees. Inhale here. Exhale. Roll yourselves up. One vertebra at a time. Last one. If you wish, this time fingertips can float forwards, but keep the rib cage sliding down. Roll through the feet. Inhale here. Exhale, roll through the feet. Fingertips come forwards, chin tucks in, belly button pulls in sequentially. work your way down the spine, ribs to hips. Roll down to wherever works for you. Inhale here and then exhale. Slowly roll yourselves up, one vertebra at a time. Coming back, stand nice and tall, shoulders relaxed. And there we are. Carol stretch class. Enjoy. Thank you.